Welcome to my review of the major world quests in Natlan, as well as me talking about all the Tribal Chronicle quests. I'm very excited to dive into this because I got a lot to say. You can probably check the time code down below. This might be a big video. But let's first start with the Tribal Chronicle quests because these have very character-centric quests, and I had the wrong expectations going into these quests. I started out with the Kanish tribal quest and I absolutely loved it. Not only do we get a great cameo from Enjo, who I dearly love from the Onkyo world quests, but we learn so much about Burkina, Kanish's ancient name, and how it is connected to the Mountain King. And I was hoping that many of the other tribal quests would follow suit in us learning about the other people who held the ancient name, but that expectation is kind of what dampened my experience on some of these other quests. The second Tribal Chronicle quest I did was the Shilonen quest, and this was actually another incredible quest. Sure, we learned nothing about Shilonen's ancient name or Kachina's ancient name at all, but what really made this quest fascinating was the way the game started to build on the suspicions of Tazoli. As we were going through this quest, it's like, oh, it's just the mother taking care of her daughter, everything is all good. And as the quest progresses more and more, it's like, the vibe I'm getting from this, like immediately, just the interaction between Tazoli and Nezhka is like, this is a mother who, she went through a very traumatic moment with her daughter. Her daughter doesn't remember her past. And the mother, and at some point, Nezhka is also sick, but at the same time, what I'm thinking might be the case is that Nezhka, because she doesn't have those past memories, maybe she is becoming a different person than how she was previously. And now it feels like this mother is like, well, you're not technically my Nezhka until you get all your memories back. Because like the fact that she just interrupts Nezhka to go like, actually, you know, she was always asking me for the Ember Core flower design. Like, didn't even let her speak. It seems like now she's like, I want my past daughter back. Because this ain't my daughter. That's the vibe I'm getting. Because why would you just interrupt her like this? What the heck? And then to reveal that this little girl wasn't even her daughter, but instead was an orphan named Nepeshka whose family died, and the mother was like, oh, don't worry, darling, I'm gonna take you in. Absolutely insanity. And the fact that she was trying to replace this girl's memories with memories of her own daughter, which I love this part of the quest where it was like, your daughter is so depressed right now. She is so sad because the memories that Tasholi was like gathering, right? Because she needed to gather the memories to build her daughter's memories. However, because everyone was like, your daughter is sick, there was always this sense, this feeling when they had these memories of their daughter of sadness, of feeling sorry for her. And so that amalgamation of memories of people feeling sad and pity for her is now just being built upon this, like she is forming a depression daughter. It was insane. And so we have this very, very sad moment until this miraculous moment where Nezhka is like, I'm here, mother. Shines the light. I start to cry. It was just a very beautiful moment. I really, really love it. Even though we had nothing to do with any of the ancient names, the story was unique and cool enough, right? I don't think we've ever had a story like this. It was so creepy. I felt uncomfortable and unsettled once we realized like this ain't her daughter. It was fantastic. So the next quest I decided to do was the Mulani tribal quest, and I thought this was okay. What I really enjoyed about the Mulani quest was learning about the first chief. However, that story only really comes to fruition at the very end of the quest. I loved his design. I love that we learned how he was the one who found the mysterious island in the first place and realized that, like, yes, this is a fantastic island, but what really matters is the friends I brought along the way. The fact that my true treasure, this mysterious island, is the people of the Springs. However, the rest of the quest, I was less enthusiastic about, because the main concern of this quest was being scammed at the beginning of the quest, and then also having to care for the Sumeru researcher who came to study the mysterious island. Our whole objective was to make sure he was kept safe. It detracted from Mualani growing and being this pivotal point in the quest, because a lot of her journey was there in the quest, but it was overshadowed by this Sumeru researcher. What I would have wanted more is a more emotional tie to the quest. Like, what if Mualani was the one who wanted to prove the existence of the mysterious island, much like the first chief did, rather than this Sumeru researcher who is the guiding factor of the quest? And what if Kula played a bigger role in making Mualani feel like she had to prove the mysterious island's existence? And that would even make the ending so much more powerful, because when she's with her uncle and Kula's like, oh, so you haven't found the mysterious island, for then Mualani to feel happy with herself, knowing that she saw the island, but she doesn't need to prove it to anyone. Like, that would have made that moment so much better, but instead, it's just kind of overlooked by just the Sumeru researcher going, you know what I found? I found love. I'm gonna be dating my student. I just wish that this was a quest more focused on Mualani than a random Outlander. The next quest I want to talk about is the Chaska Tribal Quest. Man, I just beat the Shilonen Tribal Quest about a mother trying to bring back her daughter, and then Hoyoverse was like, let's do that again for the other tribal quest, where instead of bringing back her son, she is just going to continue the work her son did. Not only do we not learn much about the Flower Feather clan, you know, we learn about some of their flying techniques, but like the focus was so not that it was a little bit depressing, where I was like, I wanted to learn more about your clan, but I got none of that. I didn't even get Chaska's ancient name. The mother stuff was like, we already did this before. I am very grateful though that this does have one of my favorite locations in these tribal quests, which is the Sky Workshop. I thought that was such a cool idea. Very fascinating. I loved it. Damn, this is cool. What the heck? Man, I wish there were more areas like this in the game. Wow, how cool. And above clouds, like in the Sky Workshop. What an awesome location, and I hope that we get to see more of these like sky places. That would be so cool. And also, anytime we spent with her father or the Kukasaur family, I loved it. I freaking loved it. It was really wonderful to see the moments where it's Chaska communicating with Kukasaurs or the Kukasaurs communicating with each other. It was a very touching moment that emotionally worked for me. But look, I know I'm complaining, but let me show you some of the highlights that I really liked about this quest. Oh no, I can't do this. What the heck? This is the first time I've been in this village. The music is so good.
You must be
Yes, let me tell you everything about my daughter. To a bunch of strangers.
Out at Ochkanatlan again, huh?
Ochkanatlan. Ochkanatlan. Someone actually said it. Voice line.
Is something up? Decided to call it quits.
Don't blow herself up.
Here. This should be high enough to save the clan.
Hell yeah,
You
dude.
to die a hero today.
Hell yeah. She's like, you know, you're coming to justice. You ain't gonna blow yourself up. That's sick, dude. Ah, what a cool moment. There we go. Leah just sacrifice herself? Come on, don't do that. There we go. Hell yeah. That was cool. The next quest I did was the Sitlali Tribal Quest. And let me tell you, what a beautiful quest about memories you share with the people you love. Fan-freaking-tastic. This is definitely my favorite of the tribal quests. This is exactly everything I wanted. The beginning of our quest takes us to learn more about the Masters of the Night Wind. We learn how they are record keepers of Natlan, how they wove scrolls to make sure that the legends and the heroic feats of not only the Masters of the Night Wind, but all across Natlan are preserved. I also appreciate how this quest is able to weave together the culture of the Masters of the Night Wind while also breathing color into Sitlali as a character. Seeing these wonderful moments of Sitlali at her messy home, or overhearing how much she loves Inazuma light novels, and experiencing this really touching moment of learning why Sitlali is a hermit, how she has seen so many friends die that she feels like she doesn't want to make those connections anymore because it is too painful for her. Like, all of this stuff really is what I find to be a perfect example of what I've been wanting from these tribal quests. It is us getting a glimpse into the culture, whether it be past or present, to learning more about the pivotal character in this story. I also really love the moment where the traveler and her touch foreheads. And the traveler talks about how she cherishes a friend that solely lives in her memories, but that friend is proof that they existed in the world. It reminds me of one of my favorite speeches in One Piece.
人はいつ死ぬと思う。心臓をピストルで撃ち抜かれた時？違う。不治の病に侵された時。違う。人に忘れられた時さ。
I also really love that we learned from Wheatseline that the Battle of the Seven Colors, that it's not just about a decisive victory against the Abyss. It's more about kind of cherishing the memories that you have with someone, the connections that you've made over the course of your lifetime. These special colors that we're trying to understand, like, how did she produce these colors? These colors are from the memories of these important connections she has made across her lifetime. And that moment, that understanding allowed Sitlali to also understand the importance of making those connections, and how although she has spent her entire lifetime pushing away people, the traveler was that one person where she made a strong connection with and is now able to paint this beautiful tapestry. It's just a wonderful moment in this quest. I really, really love this tribal quest. And this is at the same time the Fontaine book guy. What an annoying guy. Also, we get a key to Sitlali's home. Lastly, the Veressa tribal quest. Now, this was a fun introduction to not only Veressa as a character, but also to the Collective of Plenty clan. This was such a wonderful dive into how much they love food. The fact that we get to go to Veressa's farm and we see that she's like, hey, collect 58 like fruits and vegetables, and they're all over the place, and we're just it was just such a wonderful moment of just showing us how much of a community the Collective of Plenty is. It was really cool to see their competitions. It was really cool to see them all eating together. Like, this was such a wonderful dive into it. Now, the main crux of this quest, Bifron, it did not work for me. I did not like this character at all. I was annoyed anytime this character showed up, but luckily it was so much fun to play as Veressa. It was so much fun to do like the side-scrolling experience that we briefly had to try to catch Bifron. And then the best moment of this quest is that we learned that Zamoron, the giant glowing mushroom from the chasm, Bifron's is her father. And you can go speak to Zamoron and going like, and you could hear the disgust in Zamron's like lines about like how much they dislike their father, and I'm like, fair enough, I didn't like that character either. So overall, I did enjoy the Veresa Tribal Quest, even though the main climactic moment involved a character I just did not vibe with at all. But those are my thoughts on the Tribal Quest. Let me know what you all thought about the Tribal Quest. Make sure to like the video, and let's talk about the World Quests. Here are all the world quests that I would consider major world quests, or at least the ones that I did. Now, I really enjoyed this set of world quests. However, it might not be why you think I enjoyed, because Cuchulainn is, man, having him have multiple different names was a bit confusing. Because with the way my mind was working, I had all these characters in my mind of like, oh, is this character important? Maybe this character's important. And now when we learn at the very end of the quest that like, hey, all of these weird names that you've heard throughout the quest, they're actually all the same person. So now I'm like unable to piece together the story elements from the Stolen Flame to the story elements of the Coldly Speaking one. So that confused me so much that I'm like, I actually don't know what this quest was truly about besides what was told to us at the very end. And the fact that we also learn that Kuklu is so powerful that he's able to manipulate Phlogiston to change his appearance to different beings. So he shows himself as Mon Q, he shows himself as Bana, and that added more confusion of like, wait, were you always him? Are you just being him now? Like, were you always Bana? Are you just being Bana right now? Like, it brought more confusion into like what I knew about the world. However, why I love this world quest so much is because we're learning more and more about the ancient dragon civilization, and the fact that this entire quest was a way to make sure that little one is prepared to make the choice at the Wheat Silo Pochli, decide on what to do with the entire world. And this world quest has some of the best looking areas in Genshin. I could not believe that all of this was hidden in the world quest. There is not a location in the Archon quest that looks better than some of the locations we visited. It was insane. I could not believe it. So many incredible places full of so much history. We're even in an area that is hidden in a volcano, but the dragons created a fake sky, which is incredible because now that we learn in Act 5 about the ancient dragon moon remnants, it really makes me wonder about the actual condition of the world outside of Teyvat. Because if the dragons have their own capital city inside a volcano and they're masking everything to make it be this beautiful world, are the gods kind of doing the same thing? Did the gods just steal a lot of the dragon technology for themselves to create this world? What are the gods trying to prevent from us seeing? Or what did the dragons do originally? There is so much that like I'm so curious to know outside of the world of Teyvat. They did a really good job of making me more and more interested. And I cannot tell you, when I came across the 13 Sovereign Council like debate stuff, it was such interesting pieces of lore. We learn from the first one that the 5th sovereign ruler wanted to have a genocide among the humans to keep Natlan's human population low enough to not be a threat. We also learn as well that the 6th and 10th lords were tempted by humans, 6 dying to 1 in a fight, and the 10th one being captured and sealed alive in some mountains. It was also funny to read that when you're looking at this first piece of lore, from the dragons who abstained from genociding humans, or for the dragons who stood against genociding the humans, they were not doing this because they cared for humans. It was either because they could not imagine humans being stronger, or my favorite part where they're like, no, why don't we just kill all the humans? Not cull them, just kill them all. It was crazy. Like, none of these dragons cared for humans. It was so wild. So we learned in one of the second rulings that the 12th Sovereign was like, hey, we need to kill the 8th Sovereign because the 8th Sovereign was caring for a human, referring to them as their daughter. And that was crazy because when you go back to the first initiative, the 8th dragon also doesn't care about humans in that way, but they still had maybe some bit of care, or were treating them in a more kinder way than what the dragons would think. And also the 12th and 8th dragon are brother and sister. So the brother is just like, I want to kill my sister because she's calling this human their daughter. It was wild. And we also learned that there are some of the dragons who have respect, like oh my God, it just clicked with me. The first sovereign had an appreciation for Xbalanque because he was like, hey, that's a formidable opponent. He's very strong, which then ends up leading to them actually fighting. I didn't even connect those dots. Wow. So all of that lore stuff was awesome. It also added a bit more context to, why Kukulkan did not activate the Huitzilopochtli, because he had still this hope in humanity that maybe one day they can make a change. I kind of love that from this character. This character that has seen so much occur, seen his own sons die, to then kind of come to this conclusion of like, maybe little one can do something different. Maybe little one can have that courage, but instead the little one wants the courage to be with his friends, to have this relationship with humans, that there is a human out there that can stop the abyss. So I found that all very, very beautiful. And also reading these sovereign things, there's a character that stuck out to me. It's the 4th sovereign. I have convinced myself that this is Ahau. Ahau calls himself Kahul Ahau, which feels like an anagram to Awa. And then you mix that with the other parts of Awa's name, the 4th sovereign, Kumula Khan Kuhul, and then you learn that the 4th prince is also just so much into technology. And then lastly, the 11th sovereign makes a joke about why not the 4th prince just serve under someone instead of being a lord, which fits so perfectly to Ahau as a character who is serving under Kanish. And I wanted to confirm my theories, so I wanted to look it up. And apparently I wasn't too far off. However, there's actually a lot of people who point out that the 10th Lord might actually be Ahau. Now, it's never confirmed directly in the game. However, there are more hints that could be the 10th Lord who was imprisoned in the mountain. And I think that's super cool. I love that there is still a mystery behind who Ahau is, that they were a 13th sovereign. I think that is so, so cool. I'm still going to trust that it is the fourth sovereign because it feels like it connects, but I'll have to look at more information about that 10th one to see if that is truly the case. Either way, that was just so much fun to go through. And I also love that at the end of this quest, the game gave us a choice to end Genshin Impact. Quite literally, this could be my last Genshin video I made, because technically, the choice I made at the Huitzilopochtli is to end the world. I saw the ending of that choice. The game is over for me, and I would be happy because the game actually gave me an alternative ending to Genshin Impact. And I think that's such a cool thing. I think that is a powerful moment of just letting us see what these other choices are. And I hope we get to see more of that in the future, because I greatly, greatly love that option. And look, there is still so much about this world quest that I have yet to cover, but I just wanted to show a collection of some of my highlights of what I really liked about it.
Whoa, flashback to the Cataclysm? Interesting. What the heck is that thing? The secret source dragon cannon. And the thing is on top of it. Buddy, get down. It's dangerous. Awesome. Very awesome. Wait, like the volcano erupts when you're just walking around normally? Oh my god, how cool. Wow. Oh wait, we're about to make this turn. Hell yeah, dude. Look at this. This is cinema. And the music too? Good stuff, good stuff. They really are taking us to like these incredible places in Atlan. Wow. Oh, and even seeing the light going through the clouds. Wow. Wow. Here we go. Look, that looks so cool. Wow. Wow. Look at this. And we're still inside the volcano, right? Wow. What is that dragon there? Oh my god, there's even like a hole in the sky too. That's cute. There are more of these guys and they're all thumbs upping each other. That's so cool. There's more inside this volcano. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's oh my god. We're in like a turret sequence. I didn't expect to have like a turret sequence in a Genshin game like this. Oh my god. That's kind of crazy. Wait a minute. Is this a how? A how? Before we ask, allow me to ask, where is the fourth lord? If memory serves me, a how? Wait a minute. No way. Oh my god. Seeing the cloud tech here and the sun shining, like when you go back to the original, the Teyvat, what was it, like story teaser, where it showed like all the different nations, all the different chapters for the series, and at the very end was like the cloud. Basically, it's the opening of the game, right? The clouds and the like they're getting ready. They're getting ready for more god stuff. That's for sure. Look at this. Beautiful. Where the heck are we going? What is this place? What the heck? Where are we going? Yeah, I agree, Paimon. It's a lot deeper. Got a bad feeling about this. I think I have a good feeling about this. What the... Holy... How... Once again, how are these incredible environments being hidden behind a world quest? I cannot believe it. Stunning view after stunning view. What? Wow, okay. Defeat the Source Dragon Mech? Is this the fourth lord's creation? Bongo Bongo from the Shadow Temple and the Legend of Zelda? Or you can do the Tower of God boss battle? Primal Source Dragon Mech. Whoa, this is cool. Actually, now that I think about it, I died. Oh my god. Hey, buddy. I can't open. What the heck? Oh, there we go. We saw the back of this guy's head. He looks so cool. Genshin, you cowards. You're never going to give us a character that looks this cool. Oh my god. What a... Oh, freaking awesome, man. It's a freaking dragon, dude. Okay. Long have I waited, you chosen of dragons. They were speaking to a little one and not us. Look at us. In my body too. Oh, and the music. Hold on, I'm boosted for me. Oh, wait a minute. So we've, oh my god. So Little One has also learned the voice of all things and can now speak into people's minds. What? Are you kidding me? What's his name? Mel something? What? What? Monkyu? That's his name. What the hell? Oh my god. Dude, also, this environment. Oh my god. He's like basically we have to cleanse Natlan essentially. And we're gonna get a choice to kill everyone on Natlan and no longer complete the quest, the Archon quest, or to allow us to continue playing this game. Oh, okay, he is showing us because of the power of Phlogiston, he can transform and imitate anything. Honestly, like this stuff is scary just because, like, are the Harbingers going to be utilizing it? We're already seeing the Abyss attempting to do this stuff, right? We have the Abyss creature that already can transform into different monsters. Dude, the music when you're hearing this, about how he wants a united humanity, and that the fact that the humanity is relying on these Archons to save them rather than having the courage to fight for themselves. I really love this. Yeah, because Little One has been with us the entire journey, the entire adventure. So he'll be able to know, is there truly hope for humanity? Ooh. Oh, I love this. Memories of us. Of the friends you made along the way. You don't want these to go away.
You don't want these memories to disappear. No, wait, Traveler. Damn, that's so freaking cool, dude. There's no way the game would allow us to confirm activation. Like, no way. I want to see how the game tells us about why we shouldn't confirm activation, right? Because this just destroys the world of Teyvat, right? Are you certain you want to wish to activate it? Confirm activation. We're gonna keep going. The game's gonna stop us. I'm gonna hit it. I need to see how the game is going to prevent us from not doing this. This is the end of the game if we do this. Third confirmation complete. So this is your choice. Collision gathered, final complete. Destroy, thus welcome the moment of rebirth. I appreciate that the game was like, hey, we are going to give you this choice to end Genshin Impact once and for all. But then it's like, well, not really. I mean, imagine if I could not log in anymore. And every time I logged in, it was just a white screen. Like, that was the choice I made. Oh my God, that would be amazing. I mean, it's still pretty cool that I got to see it end. I got to see, I could literally end the video right now and go, I just beat Genshin Impact, because literally the world ended with that choice. I really like that he's like, you have no idea what folly you have chosen or what you shall now choose. But when you choose the confirm activation, he's like, I wish I had the courage to do that. It's like, bro, you're not satisfied with anything. You are such a miserable character. They don't have to know about something as silly as this. Damn, fool. Damn, he's like, there isn't a way back? I'll make one. This is the best Genshin quest, including the Archon quest. Man, I so wished like they voiced these world quests, man. You're making the money. Put in the effort. These are some of the best writing, some of the best quests. Man, you are not as important to them as you think. Break it. Be on your guard. The battle's not over yet. That's little one. That's definitely little one speaking. Teplasaur, go. I choose you, little one. Yes, dude. Oh my goodness. Incredible. So cool. Dude, so awesome. Little one with the save. Help me out, buddy. Hell yeah. Oh, you got this, buddy. There you go. Shield. Let's freaking go. So cool. And you have my thanks for all you have done. I have always believed in you. Yeah, it is him. It's hard for me to say this, Travel. Never forget that I love you. Yeah, it's little one. I love this. It's him. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so beautiful, man. Oh, what a good quest. Thank you all so much for taking time to watch me talk about Genshin Impact. This journey of coming back to Genshin, going through the Archon quest, the Travel quest, the World quest, have been an absolutely fun experience, and I greatly appreciate that many of you are actually watching the videos. It means a lot. If you can like the video, that would help me a lot in terms of making this video being seen by more people. And next week, I'm not quite sure what we'll talk about. We might be talking about paralogism. We also might just be talking about the 5.8 summer event if I have enough time to finish that, because I'm working my way through that quest right now. But either way, thank you all for watching, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye now.